Hi, my name is Jim Balla. I'm the tech service guy here at Buyers Products. Today's video, we're going to replace the gearbox motor on our Pro Series spreaders, and this will consist of the PRO2500, which is behind me, the PRO2000, and also the PRO1500. Before we go any further though, most important thing, smash that like button, subscribe, become part of that SaltDogg SaltDogg family. Also, we are in the shop today, so we're going to hear little noises in the background. Please be patient. And also at the bottom of the screen, if you don't want to watch the whole video, you go step by step, or you jump a few steps so you get to the place you want to be. Now let's take this gear motor off. All right, so the tools we need, we're going to, of course, use our impact gun. And then we have a 3/8 extension. The two sockets are both deep well. One's 1/2 inch and one's 9/16. I have two drivers. One's 3/8, one's 1/2 inch. I have a 3/4 inch wrench. I have a 1/2 inch drive socket with a 3/4 inch socket on it with a little extension. I have a powered ratchet with a 1/2 inch socket on it, 3/8. Of course, a screwdriver, and I have a little pry bar. And also behind me, we have our toolbox in case we need anything. We'll mention it, during the video of any other tool that you'll need. And then, of course, what we're replacing is our gearbox. Again, the gearbox, the newer gearboxes have an orange sticker on them. The older gearboxes have kind of like a gray sticker on them. So let's get this cover off. So the first step is we're going to try to take this cover off. So what we have is we have two nuts on top. We have this little guard right here. And then underneath, we have two bolts too that we have to get under. That's where I'm going to start. So I got my 1/2 inch socket with a rechargeable ratchet here. I'm going to take this little shield off. Now sometimes the stud will come out, but we'll put that back in. We just got to put it back in without the nut on it. So we have on the side here, we have your negative and positive power plugs. So what I do is just press with the screwdriver down. It should just pop right out. All right, now that we got the brace off, the two studs out and the two underneath, I'm just gonna, and of course the power cords, I'm just gonna slide this back. Again, we have a little gear or grease manifold right here, so there's two nuts on it, so kind of have to pry it off a little bit. Take it off, and there's our gearbox. So what we've got to do now is we got to take. So the gearbox is on a bracket, so we're going to take these 4 nuts off. But before that, we're going to get you a shot. Is here we have a 1/2 inch bolt that goes from the gearbox to the auger. So we're going to have to loosen that, take the bolt out. This way the gearbox will come off with the bracket. So let's start with that, of getting this 1/2 inch bolt that's holding the gearbox to the auger out. All right, so the part we're getting at is right up in here. And again, sometimes the shaft where it's located isn't going to be the greatest location. So we're just kind of lucking out a little bit where I could get the 3/4 inch wrench on the top. And then I get my socket on the other end. I'm going to start to loosen it. So I'm going to take my 9/16 socket, and what's nice is the bolts are welded in from the back. So all we're doing is taking off the washers and the nuts. All right, so I'm just going to use a pry bar and kind of like pry it off because it's kind of heavy. Just kind of resting on a few things. Also, there's a grease hose back here. Here's the grease hose, and there's a little connection, a little compression connection. So all you want to do is press down on there and then pull the hose at the same time, and that'll pull that hose out. But then also, there is 2 set screws in the bearing. So you'll use a number 3 Allen wrench, which is metric, and just make sure you loosen them, you know, so it'll be easier to get the gear motor out. So we have the old motor here, and then we have the new one. So again, the difference is the old one has a gray sticker on, and the new one has the orange sticker on. So what we're going to do is take this plate and just put it on the newer motor. All right, so we're going to put the motor on with the bracket. Again, as you see, you look inside here, you have your bearing, but then you also have a nylon bushing that goes into the auger. I'm going to raise it up a little bit so you'll see it in there. So we're going to have to put the motor in to just past the bearing, but then we're going to have to kind of lift this up and kind of guide it in. So if you have someone else to help you, that's great. Okay, somehow, some way, it went on. I'm a little shocked myself, but it went on. So now what I'm going to do is kind of look for the hole so it lines up with the auger, because the bearings move smoothly. So you should be able to just find the hole. All right. All right, so I got it through. Now I'm just going to put the nut on. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this Allen wrench in there. And then, of course, we'll put the grease fitting on too. Make sure you go through both grommets. And then I'm going to just shove it right into this fitting. It should automatically lock in. There you go. The grease fitting's in there now. All right, now we got the motor on. What we're going to do is I'm going to test it, put some power to it. That's set. I'm going to run it for a few seconds so I don't hear nothing out of whack. Sounds pretty good. All right, now, so let's get that cover on. So before I want to feed the power wires, kind of like how we took it off. Okay. Just double checking, lining up the holes. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to work on the bottom ones first, because these are the most difficult, because they're kind of a blind hole that we're going to have to find. So I'm going to get those small little 1/4-inch screws and get them started at the bottom. Again, those are the hardest ones to line up because this is so flexible right now. So now I'm going to take the 2 studs that came out before. You see the holes right there, kind of. I'm actually going to put an extension on my gun here that I had before. I'm just going to start it. Got that done. Now we're going to put the back brace on. And I have no parts left. So as of right now, we have everything completed. Well, there you have it, the installation of the gearbox motor for the PRO2500, Auger, PRO1500, and PRO2000. Now, thanks for watching. Make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, become part of the SaltDogg family. Also, if you have any questions, give us a call, email us, or go to our website at buyersproducts.com. Now go buy a dog and chase a storm.